What is going on, everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, back with another video. It's been a while again, about a week or so since I've uploaded a video. Just had a lot going on still with my month of training and whatnot. Been going pretty good. Going back to Kansas City later this week to finalize the training, take a test, whatnot. Then I'm good to go. So that's good news finally. And I've also been taking some new medication and whatnot for the kind of weird, not sickness, but whatever kind of feeling I got going on. So that's been getting a little better too recently. But anyways, gonna dive into this video about books again. How to start book selling if you're just kind of doing your thrifting and whatnot. That's how I started. I started out doing garage selling, just thrifting. Didn't really take books into consideration for a little bit, and then I just happened to be at a Jeff City Goodwill, and I was like, well, they got a lot of books here. I might as well go check them out. I'm not having a good time, like, finding anything today at this Goodwill, so let's go check out the books. Goodwill's books, of course, are a little more expensive than, like, your book sales and whatnot. Book sales, you can get them as cheap as, like, a quarter to 50 cents. Goodwill tends to be, like, $1 on up, unless if you get in at the half off, whatever, half off day on books. But for the most part, you're paying at least $1 a book. But anyways, what I would do is just literally go through and scan every informational book that I could see. Usually they're organized pretty well, but sometimes you get idiots that go through and just make a disaster out of it. You just kind of got to scan and find a general area, go from there, and then just see if you missed any. But yeah, like I went and I spent, I think, 15 bucks on books, turned it into about $120 of profit, not just net, gross profit bring home. So that was a pretty good, and that was only about 30 minutes. So I mean, not too bad at that rate. That's $2.40 an hour bring home, so not too bad. But what I would do if I was you guys for now on is stay away from new books, because it sounds like there's been a lot of people getting their accounts suspended because of this. I have not personally yet, but I'm to the point on my inventory where I'm not too worried about it, because literally I only have like 10 new books left and then the rest are used. So I'm not too worried about it, but I've seen like veterans, people that have been doing it for like a year or two or longer, have gotten their accounts suspended because they have new books and whatnot. And I don't know if it's because they're just not following the guidelines, their book isn't brand new or whatever, but the safe bet would be just to go with used. At the end of the day, it's not a huge deal. It's not worth getting your account suspended, even if the book sells for like 20 bucks more new. I mean, it's just not worth it. If it's used and it costs you $1 and it can make you 5 or 10, still just go ahead and pick it up, sell for 5 or 10 as long as it's a quick moving book. But for now on, I would just stay away from new books, unless if they're literally shrink wrapped or whatever, like from Barnes and Noble. Sometimes their books are shrink wrapped. But other than that, I would just stay away from new books. That means for the most part, stay away from Barnes and Noble, the stores, retail stores, whatever, and just stick with book sales, thrift stores, whatnot. Get your books that way. Craigslist leads. I'm about to get back into that soon as well. Yeah, pretty much I cannot wait until I finally get through this month of training. That way I can finally start making real money February into March, because this month has just been rough from a money standpoint, because I'm only making like 10 bucks an hour, 40 hours a week. It's about 1,200, 1,300 bucks this month and next month too, and then I'll get my first commission check hopefully in March. So yeah, but I just want to go all in because I'm really trying to make this New Year's goal happen. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of money, but I'm definitely dedicated to doing it. Sorry, the dog's in timeout because she pooped on the floor. I don't know if you can hear her whining in there. But, yeah, it's going to take a while to get going. But I'm definitely going to get back into it full time, put another 20, 40 hours a week once I get home from my job, so I can make that additional $25,000 bring home that I had set a goal for myself at the beginning of the year. Still gonna have like 9 months to do so, so I'm not too worried about it. I think it's definitely reachable, but the harder Amazon makes it for us, we're just gonna have to evolve. I mean, if books just start going away, then I'll evolve my business, go into private label, whatnot. It's just going to take more money, more time, but I'm determined to make this happen. But I just kind of wanted to throw that warning out there for you guys, because I don't want you guys to get your account suspended and be kind of like wondering, well, what the hell was my account getting suspended, blah, 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 because Amazon never really tells you a reason. They just suspend your damn account for no reason, saying you didn't follow the guidelines. Boom. They don't say what the hell you did, what item it was for, like none of that. They just, out of nowhere, boom, delete your account, you're done. So I don't want that to happen to you guys. That's why I'm just saying in general, try to stick with used books as much as possible. If you're having problems finding good used books, because I do from time to time, don't get discouraged. It takes time. Not every single time you have a Craigslist lead, go to a book sale, go wherever. Not every time you go, you're going to hit jackpot every time. That's not how it works. That's why you have to have multiple outlets. You do thrifting, you do OfferUp, LetGo, Craigslist, all those leads for other items. Just don't depend on just books. Evolve your business into more than just books. But like me, I bet my business is still probably going to be 60% books. But right now, it's probably 80, like I said, 75, 80. But it's definitely going to go down now that I'm not getting into new books hardly at all. But I just want to throw that out there for you guys. And I really just wanted to kind of go over how to do book sales and whatnot. So I kind of hinted on that at the beginning. So what I would do, and I've said this before and before and before, this is probably my 5th time saying it now, just start out, if you're brand new with books, just limit yourself to $10 or $20, depending on how much money you have to spare, or start, if you're brand new, starting this journey, just allow yourself 10 or 20 bucks. Try to look for book sales, and if there's no book sales within like 60 miles of you, or 30 miles of you even, then throw a Craigslist ad out saying, I buy books. And what I usually say is, I buy books for cheap. Something about, I don't pay a lot, just, I will actually pay you, whereas thrift stores and whatnot don't, blah, 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 blah. I'll give you cash. I'll have cash in hand ready for you. Books that I buy include, that's where you say college textbooks, blah, 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 blah. That way you can at least narrow it down to books that you actually want. Now, with textbooks, you're going to have some people that are going to give you textbook from like the 1970s that just aren't worth a damn penny. But, like I said, you're not going to hit jackpot every time. Another thing to do is get on LetGo, OfferUp. Not as good places for books, but you can find them from time to time. I said book sales already, and then thrift stores too. Thrift stores, you're going to be paying a little bit more, but I've definitely found some good ones at thrift stores. I've found $70 books for $2 or $3. I mean, they're there. You just have to dig through and find them. Go back at least once or twice a week. That's what I was doing for the longest, once or twice a week, just hitting up the Goodwill, and you find some. So I mean, just limit yourself to 10 or 20 bucks. And really dive into the books, dive into the rankings, camel if you can. See how often a book's been selling, because just because it has a good rank doesn't mean it's going to sell. The rank essentially means this is how much it's sold recently, but who knows, a week from now that rank could go from 600,000 to 1.2 million, and then it's a slow moving book. So I mean, you just got to use your best judgment. Dive as deep into each book as you can. Honestly, if a book doesn't make you no more than $3 profit, I wouldn't waste time on it because of long-term storage fees, whatnot. Books tend to be kind of long-tailed items, but if a book is selling for like 20 bucks profit or more, then you can kind of not necessarily worry about the long-term storage fee, because it's going to be only, let's high rise it and say $3 a month after 6 months, or 6 months, 12 months, I forget, we talked about that in a previous video, but after how many months, if it doesn't sell after 12 months anyways, I just pull it personally. 6 to 12 months, I don't want to mess with it, just pull it. But if it's selling for enough, you don't even have to worry about the long-term storage fee, because once it pays, I mean, let's say you put $5 in the book, which is stupid high for a used book, $5 in the book, let's say it occurs 3 months of long-term storage fees for $5 each. That's still only 20 bucks for a book. Let's say the book sells for 100. You still made 80 bucks. So, I mean, you just have to kind of do that number crunching in your head for every book you scan. It takes a little bit to get used to, especially if you're not that good with numbers. But if you're not good at numbers, you have your smartphone. Just do the basic math in your calculator, and boom, you'll be able to come up with it. It just takes time and practice like anything. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I don't know how long it is, but I feel like it's a little longer than I expected. I just wanted to kind of throw that little warning out there for you guys about not diving into new books. I mean, you can get a new book, but list it as like used like new, if anything. Don't list it as new unless if it's like in shrink wrap, good to go, because it's just not worth the account suspension. And then, like I said, limit yourself to 10 or 20 bucks your first time, and then just dive right in. But that's it. So I hope you guys like this video. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider giving a thumbs up and subscribing below. I greatly appreciate it. I come out with videos as much as possible. Like I said, lately it's been crazy with the training and whatnot. But getting into February and March, I definitely plan on getting more of a solid schedule for you guys and finally getting the show back on the road. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys soon.